So I'm going to show you how to start and end a cuff or a band on a serger. Well, one way of doing it. This way you get nice, neat beginning and end with no curving in or curving out. So I have here a cuff that I'm putting on a pair of baby leggings. I have it quartered and pinned in 4 places. I'm going to remove one of those pins. I'm going to clip out about 2 to 3 inches long, 1/4 inch deep, 1/4 inch because that's the amount that my serger trims off when I'm using a 1/2 inch seam allowance, which is the seam allowance on these. I'm going to lift up my presser foot, excuse my finger, and I have my needles raised so I can slide the fabric underneath. Okay. It's a little difficult to do this one-handed. So I'm just going to put the camera down for a second. Okay, so I put my fabric underneath. You can see that it's right under the needles there, and then the edge which I cut is right here in front of my blade, and the other edge is back here behind my needle. So you want to start about halfway between the 2 edges that you cut. Okay, so now I'm going to start serging, and you can see that the edge that I cut is now going to go under the blade, and the blade, if you line it up properly, is going to just trim it down so it lines up with the rest of the part that you cut, and you get one seamless cut. Okay, so there we go. I've come around back to the beginning. I'm going to take my tail. I'm actually going to trim it just a bit. Okay. And then I'm going to take that and just tuck it on top. And now I'm going to, my blade cut off that piece, and I don't want to cut my stitches. So you have to be really careful here that you keep serging back over, but you don't cut your stitching. Okay, I've serged back over my tail, so now I'm just going to make sure that my needle is in my fabric. I lift it up, turn it at about 90 degrees, put my foot back down, and then I serge off. And cut that. And so now I have, you can see there's a little piece of the, I just get some of those trimmings out. I have a perfectly even cuff. It doesn't have any curving in or curving out like that what would happen if you had to curve into the band, because you made a little indent so that you could start and end evenly. And I'm just going to get a tapestry needle and tuck this back in, and I'm done.